Welcome everyone to Renegade. This video starts at the top of the east-west loop, which is not the start of the Renegade Trail. Renegade starts a bit ways down the west loop descent and ends sort of in the middle of the trail system, to where you have to take the west loop descent or one of the other descents to get back to the bottom of the east-west loop. Once you climb out of this little ravine, there'll be a downhill, and then the entrance to Renegade Trail will be off on your right. There's not much in the way of signage. It's really easy to fly right by it, so you need to be looking. So here's the start of this last little downhill on West Loop descent. Right at the bottom of this, there'll be a trail that peels off to the right. It's pretty leaf covered, so it's not easy to spot. But right there. As you can see, the trail is decently defined, although the leaves really cover up the uneasy pathway around. And this might not show it as well, but it is fairly easy to get around and not get lost. There are a few spots where they put some wood down to prevent you from going off trail. Sometimes that wood might seem like a real nice thing to bunny hop over, but as soon as you do, you'll realize that there's no more trail and you'll have to go back. Otherwise, it's a pretty simple, straightforward, not very technical, nice, swoopy downhill. So I'll see you when we hit the bottom.
It's my chest right in the morning, like a warning. Could have slept here for days. I felt your heartbeat, felt your mouth breathe, but it's not real. We were close to see the sun, but clouds got in our way, and so
So there may be a few spots on the trail where you run into a Y-type intersection. Always stay right and you'll keep yourself on the trail. There's a few, if you were to go left at any of the Ys, it would take you generally over to the West Loop descent. Okay, we're about to come up to the end of Renegade, which is a T intersection. If you take a left, you'll head over the West Loop descent. I prefer to stay right. It's a bit more of a technical challenge to get down. And there's the right turn. This portion of the descent is just getting us back to the West Loop descent so we can get back to the bottom of the East-West Loop. This is another small little ravine that you cross over, climb out the other side, and at that point we're pretty close to the West Loop descent. Here you end up crossing over what is the West Loop Firebreak Road, and you'll just keep following. You could have turned right down that and it would have been just a straight shot. I like to stay in the single track here. Again, just stay right at any intersection you come to and it should take you right down to the Firebreak Road near the bottom. Okay, now we're on the West Loop descent. We'll follow this for a while, drop down into a ravine, and climb back out of that ravine to get to the bottom of the East-West Loop. So the ravine that's coming up can be a little bit tricky, especially if it's wet. The climb out tends to be a little off camber, with the camber trying to drop you down into the ravine, so just be careful. And that's it. There's the east-west loop bottom. And from here you decide whether you ride back down to the parking lot, or I suggest you ride up and do it again. See you next time. This is UNCUT.